Hello, thanks for tuning into this short video on the North49 customer portal. We've done several on the customer facing side of the customer portal, and now I want to focus some attention on the administrative side, and that's what you as the portal owner would have control of and what your customers are going to see and things that you can control within the portal. I do want to emphasize that everything I'm going to show you sort of in the back end here, typically it'll be a set and forget kind of a thing. So once you get it set up, there's really little to no need to go back into it and mess around with it and change anything unless there's something specific you want to do. So I don't want to leave you with the impression that this is a complicated piece of software. It's really not. It's quite simple. Once it's set up, it just does what it needs to do, and you really don't have to interact with it in any way. So, but I do want to touch on the things that you have control over ultimately in the back end. First of all, we're going to start out with just an overview of all the things that are available to you, and then some other videos will go into more detail about each of the different aspects of it. So to get things going, I want to share my screen and show you what that looks like. So just let me get the portal screen up here. So you're going to be presented, anybody who logs in here is going to be presented with exactly the same landing page. It's the login screen where you're, all of this you control, of course, and we'll touch on all of those things, but it's your login that determines what you're going to get access to. So I'm going to log in as an administrator here. And when I do that, I get presented with something very specific to me as the administrator of this portal. And so the first thing that I'm going to be presented with is a bit of a dashboard that tells me what's going on with my portal. And it's things like, how many receipts did I process today, month to date, year to date, last year, how many logins have been on my portal over whatever period of time, month to date, year to date, last year. So this just tells you how active the portal is. And this one down here, from a Sage 300 perspective, should always show 0 like it does now, because we do insert receipts or payments directly into an AR receipt batch into Sage. So if that doesn't show 0, that means something went wrong in our attempt to insert this into Sage, and it's easily correctable. But theoretically, if everything's running, our Connect service, and we have a user license available, that should be 0. So let's just look at all the other things that you have access to. So just in very general, here's all the different features and functions that are available to you. So number one, this is where you get to control the users. And there's a couple of different ways that users can register for access. You can allow them automatic access in if they answer a skill testing question correctly, or you can authorize them for access. And you notice that some here need approval. Those are the ones that have been set up so that you as the owner of the portal or the merchant can control that. And there's great search and filtering capabilities in here. You can filter this down by different user types associated with different customers, and that's an AR customer. So lots of good searching capabilities in here to track down specific customers. Also, there is the ability in here to set up a broadcast message. And this just means that anybody who logs in is going to see this message until they indicate that they've seen it by clicking the OK button, which will turn it off for them. So this is a way for you to communicate with everybody who logs into the portal. You want to give some message. In this case, we've got a COVID-19 message here, but it could be anything that you want to communicate to your customer base. The receipt side of things here, this is all of the payments or the receipts. Payments customers made or receipts on your side that have come into the system, and we track all of it. So incompletes, this is me starting a process, not completing it. So you'll know if somebody started to make a payment but didn't complete the process. These have all been inserted into Sage. So anytime anybody attempted to make a payment, we're going to record it here. And again, powerful search and filter capability so you can track it down. So if a customer ever came to you and said, I made a payment, where is it? This is going to show you where that was, or how you can track that down. We'll get into more detail on that one in another video. The portal settings, this is where most of the meat of the setup is. So the welcome and registration, you remember that front page that had the logo and all that? This is where you change all that and some other features and functions here. You've got, this is where you turn on specific features and capabilities of the portal. So which icons appear on a login screen, sorry, on the landing page for the customer once they've logged in, which means which can they look at processing orders, can they look at receipts, can they make payments, all those kind of things are controlled here. And here's where you control the types of documents. Billing information is just your information to us and how we would process your annual renewal. Payment processing, this is where you will indicate who your payment processor is and your merchant credentials. Portal settings, this is a Connect I mentioned. This is our communication bit of software that has to be running in order for us to communicate. So this is where the settings are for that. And notifications is something that you instruct the portal to notify you by various methods, by email, by Slack, by Microsoft Teams. So any of these means that you can be notified of things happening on the portal. Somebody's made a payment, somebody's placed an order, those types of things. And also how your customers will receive information by email and whatnot. So you set that all up here. And then the only other thing in here is the order entry. This is if you've signed up for the quick order entry, and this is where all the settings are to control that, and we'll go into those again in another video. So intent here just to give you an overview of all this stuff. Finally, this is the Connect installation. These are just help files, how you set up our Connect service to communicate with your Sage 300. And firewall settings, how you allow us through your firewall so that we can communicate. And finally, just a contact us form. This allows you to send us a message if you want us to help you out with something. And really, that is the overview of what all of the administrative portal settings are. So other videos will come shortly that explain more of these things in greater detail, but that's generally speaking what it's all about. So that's the admin side, a general overview. Lots of other videos on our YouTube channel that explain the user-facing side, and we will have more coming shortly that are explaining the various details of all these other settings for the admin side of the customer portal. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful for you, and please give us a call if you want to discuss this further.